Hey guys, time for another general collective reading. So we're gonna do like we did last time. Roll a d12. It's a 4, so that's the 4th house, which is about home, parents, roots, inner security, basically the things of your earthly stability. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. So let's just get started. Spirit teams for the collective I intend to read for. What's going on with their 4th house affairs? Their home, their earthly stability, their family, not so much money, but all right. So that's the Knight of Wands in reverse. What else do we have, Spirit? What else is going on with my intended collective in their 4th house affairs well, not this week, but just at this time. Yeah, okay. Keep that. Okay. So it seems that there was a partner who isn't what he promised to be. And we're going with he, but they don't actually need to identify as male. But just because picking a pronoun is going to be easier for me. But these are 2 knights. We have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands. So very masculine energy. Which again doesn't mean that they identify as male. Just they're go-getters, you know? They know what they want, at least at the time, and they go after it. However, given that they're both knights, it's also a little immature energy. But anyway, so someone in your home, family, earthly stability structure, is far more or is not nearly as emotional as you need them to be. They are very closed off. They're not telling you what's going on. You just know that their light is dimming and you don't know why. It suggests that this could be your romantic partner, but given that it's the 4th house, I'm more inclined to think not so much your romantic partner. That would be the 6th house or the 7th house. So probably more like a sibling or, you know, not a parental figure, maybe a cousin, someone who's like on your level in the hierarchy. Yeah, they're going through something and they're not telling you about it. And you want to know. All right, let's see. Is there anything I'm allowed to know about what this person is going through? Spirit, what can you tell me about what's going on with this person? I don't want to invade their privacy. Just what am I allowed to know? You. Okay. They rushed into something without listening to advice. I'm not going to pry because again, I want to respect their privacy. Whatever it is their business, and if they're not saying it, it's for a reason. But it seems that they're embarrassed about something. Again, they rushed in with, like, everyone told them not to. They didn't listen. They did it anyway, and it's having a negative effect. And now this person is not the best friend that he or she used to be. Okay. What else? am I allowed to know about this situation? Why won't they tell the collective what's going on? Why don't they feel safe? We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. I could use some more clarifiers here. I don't fully understand yet. Why won't they tell the collective what's going on? They don't think you'd understand. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, which is normally a card of theft and treachery. And the Nine of Cups is a near emotional utopia, not quite, but like you're just about ready to embrace the rewards for everything you've been through. But they're both in reverse. So they don't think you'd understand because their attachment is to something you warn them against. They don't want to say you were right. And that's why they're not talking to you. Okay. So it seems that this is going to be more of a short reading today because that's fairly straightforward. So what guidance do you have for this collective spirit and spirit teams of the collective I'm intending to read for? What guidance do you have? How should the collective proceed from here? How should the collective proceed from here? What do you suggest? Okay. That is the Eight of Swords, which for me is a false imprisonment, usually posed by yourself. She's not actually bound, but she thinks she is because she won't open her eyes and take a look. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse, which is, in this deck, normally about a group of people that's weary and they just need a break. Like, they're not done fighting, they're not done with the journey, they're not done with the adventure, they just need a break. They need to rest, catch their breath, have some good food, and then they can go back about their merry way. But that's in reverse. What else, Spirit? What's the card that's missing here? The Ten of Wands, which is a card about the burdens of success. You got what you wanted. Unfortunately, there's a price that you didn't see coming. So what do we do from here? You wait. You let this person come to you. They will when they're ready, but like, yeah, you were right about whatever their attachment was. You were absolutely right. They don't want to hear that right now. Right now, they're still full of shame. They're still full of guilt, and they don't want to risk that you might make it worse. Not that you would, but it's just a normal human reaction that you don't want to face the people who were right when you find out they were right. So you just need to give them space. Let them work through their shit on their own, and they will come to you when they're ready. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. This is a card about doing in the work consistently, not just for the sake of doing the work, but because it's what you do. Typically with like an actual tangible thing, like a craft or an investment or something of that nature. And the Ace of Wands is a new passion, something that just sparks joy. Whoa, okay. Okay, there we go. We even have the Knight of Wands upright again. Look at that. Okay, so again, you need to give them space, but also there will be an opportunity presented to you that will help this person break from the funk a little bit and will open the door to talk about something else, anything else, just something positive where, you know, you remind them that you are a safe person to be vulnerable with. And you just focus on that. You work on this new project, and this is going to help that person return to who they are. It'll help bring them back to that best friend, that cousin, that whatever it may be, that is open and honest with you again. They need to deal with this stuff on their own. You know, you need to be patient and give them something else to think about, and they will come around. So just whatever you do, do not bring up that subject. Do not bring up that attachment. Let them bring it up when they are ready, because anything before that is going to come off as I told you so, and it's just going to make everything worse. So short reading, but that's what I've got for you. Hope this helps, and I'll see y'all in the next one.